Welcome to Preston and Patrick Podcast. I'm Preston.
And I'm Patrick.
Today we're talking about David Goggins.
Wow, what a killer guy. Yes.
And his book, Can't Hurt Me. You Can't Hurt Me? What's the actual title? We're going to say You Can't Hurt Me. I'm going to put it in the middle.
I was thinking You Can't Hurt Me.
right.
I was thinking You Can't Hurt Me. But it could be Can't Hurt Me. But I don't know.
We're going to assume that it's grammatically correct. Either way, great book. An absolute read for anybody who ever is going to go through anything difficult in life.
Everybody.
So that's everybody. Everybody should read this book. By the way, this episode is not brought to you by Monkey Shoulder, but they make a damn good product.
Very good.
So, Goggins, what point are we going to talk about from his book today?
It was a chapter, I don't remember the number, but where he had the broken legs and he was trying to get through Bud Week.
Okay, so it's first broken legs. So the man had two sets of broken legs in the book.
I think he was broken the whole time in the base.
Basically.
He was bringing those up. But
soul.
And in the end of the book, it'll tell you why he had so many broken bones, which is pretty cool. But he had two broken legs, and he had to run 20 miles every day in camp in order to qualify for being a Navy SEAL. And the impressive thing was that this guy did it. It was unbelievable that this guy could run on two broken legs. When I say broken, I mean broken legs. Oh, Preston, what did you enjoy about that chapter of the book with him running on broken legs?
I didn't enjoy it, but it was inspiring because he was able to fight through injury. And with all of the injuries I experienced in high school on the football team, with all of the injuries I've experienced post high school in real life, deadlifting accident, tore my back. It helps me see that you should never let an injury stop you from continuing. Because, I've studied Ben Greenfield's work. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he talks a lot about health. And one of the things that pops out that I see between the two of them is that if you continue to exercise a group, whether it's muscle, bone, ligament, you're keeping blood flow moving through it. And I think that's extremely helpful because everybody knows if you roll an ankle that you're not going to experience as bad of a swell up if you continue to run on that twisted ankle. Stop running and it's going to swell up like a balloon and you're going to be done. So that's what I took away from it in an athletic sense.
Okay.
What about you?
It was just, when I read that, as he's talking, I'm thinking, no way. Number one, this guy has to be a liar. And he even addresses that in the book. How he had all these people, vouch for him that it was true. And then he had the x-rays showing you, no, this was my leg, time stamped and everything. So you're like, wow. This guy actually ran on broken legs. I've never heard of anything like that in my life. Not when somebody had knowledge that their legs were broken. I mean, people have done it and then figured it out. Oh crap, they were actually broken, or this actually happened and I made it through. But no, it was a conscious decision. But he actually made it through with broken legs. And so for me, it's just amazing. It just shows you physically the physics of your body. You can do anything. Physically, you can do anything if you don't give in to quitting.
This reminds me of a quote from a book called Dune. Have you read Dune? They're making a movie. It's going to be great.
Dune?
Dune.
Dune. Oh, no, I haven't.
So,
well, I'm going to catch up with you this year and start reading all these books.
You should read it. It's sci-fi, but it's a good sci-fi.
Oh, it's a sci-fi?
It's the best sci-fi
I'm probably not
book
going to catch
ever
up with you.
You're not on that one.
Not on that one. Okay. Go
but it's a cultural book. It's like reading Shakespeare.
Oh.
Anyway.
Where art thou? Oh, never mind.
The main character in it. I have no idea. Romeo.
Oh,
Romeo.
please.
What art thou, Romeo? Anyway, So he talks about fear, and he talks about when you face fear, fear goes away.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
When fear goes away, all that's left is you. And you have the capacity to do amazing things. When there is no fear, there is no pain, there is just you.
Right.
And
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, now, can you think of an example how just looking at his running on broken legs can make you better?
Well, number one, don't quit. Don't ever quit. If you think that you need to quit, talk yourself into running 10 more steps. You know, and that's because that's what he did. He's like, I'm gonna make it to here, I'm gonna make it to here, I'm gonna make it to here. Because I think the second time he broke his legs, that was his thing. He said, I'm just gonna make it to this next point. Okay, how do I feel? Okay, I'm gonna make it to that point. Okay, I'm gonna make it to that point. And if you can stop looking at the grandeur of whatever it is that you have to accomplish, whether it is business, athletics, academic, no matter what, break it down into its. When you hit that wall, and you're gonna hit the wall. If you're doing anything worthwhile, the wall is inevitable. Especially if you start talking about doing things that most people consider impossible, like running on broken legs. You have to say, okay, legs are broken. Can I take another step? Yes? Okay, step taken. Okay, now that I've taken that step, can I take another step? Yes. All right, step taken. And when you break it down, break the elephant down into bite-sized chunks, as it were, what you're going to experience is the capacity to go into a dark place where nobody else has been, so far away from everything we know, but the impossible is then yours. And the impossible isn't yours in these huge chunks. It's, can I take that next step? Is this next step possible? Is this next step possible? Is this next step possible? That's what I would. What about you?
Yeah, so... And not to go total against you,
but we have completely opposite views on just about everything in
yeah,
life. So please continue.
Yeah, but it was. I love what he was saying throughout the book. Is the what if I do this, then what would that cost? So it was not is this possible for him? It was a what if. What would I be if I did this? What would happen if I accomplished this? And everything is a what if. So, you know, what if I could run 20 miles every day on 2 broken legs? What if? Wow. You know, what would happen when you become a Navy SEAL? Okay. And then what if? And everything in his life was what if? What if? And so, you know, I'm taking that into my life now. What if? You know, what you put it out there. Whatever it is, your goal. You know, so for me, it's what if? What if I do this? What if? And so whatever happens, whatever thing is broken in my life, don't stop and just focus on that thing. Oh, I can't do this because I'm just screw that. What if? Keep going through it, and I'm just loving it. So I'm not going to stop in any situation. I got out of shape, just out of shape. But earlier this week, I started out, how many push-ups can you do without stopping? 25. This morning, up to 40. It's been a week. Keep going. My goal is to get to 100. I don't even know what the number is, but let's get to 100. When I get to 100, how many can you do in a row? Can you do 200 without stopping? I don't know. Go figure it out. And then the beautiful part that kind of changed my mentality with him, even if you can't do it in a row, can you do it in a sitting? Because part of his running, when he got out of Bud's week, he was talking about running, which we're going to talk about in the next podcast, the ultra runs where you run 100 miles, which I'm listening to that and I'm going, I don't even know what this guy's saying, but I know that's a lie. No human can run 100 miles.
Through Death Valley, which is one of the most costly.
I'm like, okay, so my ignorance, right? I'm ignorant. I had no idea. But then when I'm listening to how he accomplished that, he not only, he didn't just run it nonstop because that was my thought process. He ran some, he walked some, he took power naps. He did some crazy crap to get through it. like, okay, now I'm understanding. But even if I took out on the road, how far could I get? You know,
1 kilometer.
but we're talking about not only was it pretty cool that he did that, but I think one of the things that I want to address too next time is the importance of a team, because he had a team with him. He had a team.
No great man has ever been great by himself.
No. So at first he went through Hell Week and all that, dealing with it, breaking himself down, figuring out what he can do, going through the impossible. That was unbelievable. That was good. But then he went on way past that. And after he got himself in order, now he's doing things that absolutely took a team. And but at that point, he even did greater things. So what I would take, so my takeaway of what I can tell the audience today: start fixing you. It's important, because I don't care how great the people are around you. If you don't believe in yourself, you're dead. So you really have to believe that you can, you will, and go accomplish something, that you can accomplish something in life.
Because if you don't believe in you, no one else will believe in you.
Absolutely. That's the takeaway from running on 2 broken legs for me. Believe in yourself.
You know what I learned?
What's that?
There is no wall. It's all right here. It's all right here. Because I think it's the Pareto principle in reverse. You feel really good, and then you don't feel so good. And then you really don't feel so good. And then you really don't feel so good. And you don't think you can go on. But when you get to the point...
Then you catch your breath. You
finally caught your breath? High five! That's what I'm talking about. But when you get to the point where you are like, I have nothing left, you can exist in that zone for exponentially longer than you could in this zone. So what does that mean? That means if you could last 5 miles here, by the time you, on this curve, by the time you get here, you can last literally 100 miles with very little change in how you feel. So if you learn to operate,
you feel like crap.
Because you feel like,
I got what you're saying. I'm catching up.
Crap, because I was going to say,
yeah. So you just you feel bad. You feel great here, but you can't stay feeling good here.
Monkey has done taken some it just poked in its head and it was thrown down your shoulder, but it hit you in the face. And guess what? Your mouth was open.
Okay, that's a Costa Rica reference when you were a kid.
Anyway,
yes.
So, and if you can learn to operate here, if you can learn to operate, because you were up here and it was feeling good. If you can learn to operate here, you can operate here exponentially longer, almost infinitely longer than you can operate here.
I agree.
So the lower you can get,
you ramble too.
No, the lower you can get, the better your performance, endurance, or reality is.
I agree and disagree. I hear what you're saying, but I'm with the other side of the audience going, that fool didn't know what he's talking about. But then the other side go, I like that theory. But
it's Pareto's principle.
No. You're saying no. You're saying I love it.
Exponential.
I love it. You can. I mean, literally, when we all start out doing something, we feel good physically, mentally, everything. And I was. I mean, somebody else. I mean, God, there's so many things you see. But the guy was talking about it. Boom. At the end of the day, you get down here, you just say, I quit. You know, you start over again because you felt good. Boom, I quit. Start over again, quit. And you stay in this cycle. And you're saying, which I think I'm hearing correctly, if you are comfortable down here in this cycle, instead of trying to start over from the good to bad, you would just take this bad and go make something of yourself or that idea or whatever because you're okay. So when you wake up in this, oh crap, what am I going to do there? Where am I going to get the money? How am I going to fund this? I got to be somewhere in 2 hours, whatever it is, the business.
2 hours, that's infinity.
You just make it happen. You just stay there and just get it done.
Exactly. Because if you learn how to operate, what is it called? It's called operate lean in business. you will never fear anything in business because you know how to scrap.
Okay, so let's just take what just happened.
Yeah.
So the push-ups, right?
Right.
Hey, I can breathe. I feel really good now, right?
Right.
Okay, but if I'm comfortable with being out of breath, then I don't stay here. I keep doing push-ups because I'm comfortable with being out of breath. So that makes what I'm saying. So I would. You what? You're not breathing, but you didn't do anything. Yeah. Okay. Next.
No, and that's because it's like I forget what this mathematical principle called. I'll put it up. I'll put it right here on the screen. But there's the idea of halving. So it's like if you have 100%. Okay, if you do a number of work, half it. Okay, so now you're at 50. If you do that same number of work, half it. Now you're 25. If you do that same number of work, half it. Now you have 12.5. Okay. That same number of work, half it. Now you're at 6.25. Same number of work, half it, and half it, and half it, and half it. You will never reach zero. You will never reach zero. But you have to realize that this lower level of pain is the area where the most work gets done. And it's where superheroes and gods are made. If you want to be Superman and or Zeus, 100%, that's human stuff. Be divine. Because as Jesus said, gotta go through hell to get to heaven. That's paraphrased majorly, but you know what I mean. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching the Preston and Patrick podcast. This episode has been brought to you not by Monkey Shoulder. Yeah, Monkey Shoulder. Until next time, like, share, and subscribe, my friends, and we will see you on the other side.